This is what could happen if you don't take care. The colours can be very flat, very gaudy. They're very like dirty looking with the white paint. I've used too much white in this as an example, and it's just got no life to it. So this is a disadvantage of the paint. Now, your color management in your palette is very important. So I mix out darks, mids, and light colors all separately. The example on the right that shows the white and it says no, that's to say don't put your white paint into your dark color mixes or into your mid color mixes, because if you get stray white paint into any of your colors, you will never get that color back again. The white is so dominating, you might as well wash your palette off and start again. So keep your whites and keep your lights and your mids and your darks all separate. And don't put it on like it's thick toothpaste consistency. This is a bad move, and this is where a lot of people go wrong when they start out with gouache, because they think it's an opaque medium, so it must be applied really thickly. This is a no-no, because you'll get thickness, you'll get density, and you'll get tram lines in the paint, and then it just will be nasty to work on. So getting the consistency right, watering it down just enough so that it's like not too thick and it's not too thin is the key. So I've got just the right amount of time now to go through this one. I'm going to show you layering up. Now, this is something that you can all try at home. I picked this specimen because it's common, you know, the ivy leaf, and it's a great example for working in gouache, because you can imagine if you're doing an ivy leaf in watercolor, you've got an awful lot of negative painting to do because of all the veinings that they have, and they're all usually pale veins, aren't they? Whereas with the gouache, you can cut out a lot of base coats, because essentially I'm mixing up the leaf color as close as I can get it. It's mid-range, I would say, so it's not extremely dark and I'm not too pale. You can see on the little swatch that I did at the bottom, on the left side of the swatch, that would be too pale. So I'm starting just more towards the right, getting those shades on. It's got a little bit of water. You see, this is important that I said don't put it on so it's like thick like toothpaste. Some people describe it as having a creamy consistency. That's fine. You can also mix it up as a creamy consistency, but I do like to allow a little bit of, let's say, transparency to it. You know, you can see the glow of the paper just in patches of there. I don't mind that, to be honest. I think it sort of helps in the long run rather than just putting it on so dense that it's a completely matte surface. Now, the fun part of working in gouache, you may have noticed I didn't have much of a drawing there. I had a sort of framework, but as soon as this first layer of paint goes on, you don't see the pencil lines. There's no drawing. So it's a process of drawing with the paintbrush. So what I do is mix up a very pale color, which is, again, using the white. I might use Naples yellow in with some sap green. The consistency has to be quite strong, because if you have it too watery, this pale color that you put on will just dry and it will disappear. You won't see it. So what I'm doing there is drawing out. Now you can practice gauging the base color just right, because if you haven't got the base color dark enough, these lines that I'm painting on now won't show up.